AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D CPU benchmarks leak at up to 22 faster in Geekbench versus 7800 by 3D. AMD's Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D CPU has leaked out in the latest Geekbench benchmarks, showcasing strong single and multi-core performance uplifts over 7800 by 3D. AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D leaked benchmarks show strong single and multi-core performance versus 7800 by 3D CPU. The AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D CPU is going to be the next iteration of 3D V-cache offerings, delivering greater gains in performance and efficiency versus existing Ryzen 7000 by 3D CPUs, especially the Ryzen 7 7800 by 3D. There have been a couple of leaks regarding the chip over the past couple of weeks, and now, we have the first non-official benchmarks for the chip leaking out. But before that, let's take a quick recap of the specs that we know so far. In terms of specifications, the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D 3D V-cache CPU will pack 8 cores, 16 threads, 32 MB of L3 cache, and an additional 64 MB of SRAM stacked on top of the CCD for a total of 96 MB of L3 and 8 MB of L2 cache. The CPU will feature a 120 watts TDP. The CPU features a 4.7 GHz base clock and a 5.2 GHz boost clock, which is a nice uptick over the 7800 by 3D's 4.2 GHz base and 5.0 GHz boost clock speeds. The processor was tested in two test configurations, one with an Asus ROG Crossrex 870 Hero and 48GB DDR5 memory, and the other with BioStar's X870E Valkyrie motherboard with 48GB of DDR5 8000 mount S memory. In both tests, the CPU boosted to 5.25 to 5.30 GHz, which is beyond its rated boost clock. As for performance, the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D scored 3,305 points in single-core and 18,221 points in multi-core tests at Geekbench 6. This puts the single-core performance up to 22% faster than the 7800 by 3D and the multi-core performance up to 20% faster, which is a strong uplift. Previous reports have also indicated full overclocking support, and it looks like Zen 5 with 3D V-cache is going to be a very strongly positioned product. We have also seen a tuned result of the 9800 by 3D running at 5.6 GHz across all cores. The CPU was up to 35% faster than the 7800 by 3D in that scenario, and we can expect some really nice gains with overclocking involved. Considering the Intel Core Ultra 200S Aralic CPUs have already been launched and the performance showcased for them isn't that great, it looks like AMD is going to once again retain its CPU gaming leadership with strong performance and great efficiency. The launch of the chip is expected to take place on the 7th of November according to previous reports.